Hello, my name is Lunatoned or Taylor, and I tried competitive singles Pokemon battles. Here's how it went. Competitive battling has always been something I've been interested in, but never truly pursued. I've had many fun battles with friends over the years, but our Pokemon teams in general were fairly casual, with some running cut on Xerneas, for example, and then trying to put their stylus through their DS screen when it died. The Pokemon we used generally weren't EV trained, and we definitely did not follow any sort of Smogon tiers for team making. However, I had an itch I had to scratch, as I've been consuming so much Pokemon content lately, and my friend who also has always been interested in competitive battling, and who did not use Cut in an Xerneas moveset, and did not try and abuse their DS, was up to the task of making teams and having a competitive battle with Pokemon in the OU tier on Pokemon Showdown. My competitive nature inspired me to make a godlike team that could defeat the likes of anyone. Less than 1200 on the Smogon ladder, of course. And this was because I used my knowledge from YouTube battles and years of consuming Pokemon content. Ultimately, a want to get into competitive battling led to this. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you my team. Inteleon, Latios, Drapion, Blaziken, Azumarill, and Ferrothorn. A team that was far from meta, as it did not contain many Pokemon actually in the OU tier. I instead went for Pokemon that I liked, whether that was their design, typing, or just a strategy I had with them in general. Speaking of strategy, let's talk about how I would approach battles. When making my team, I had the intention of making the use of the move Tailwind, which doubles the speed of your Pokemon for 4 turns. I used this move on my Latios, as I thought, it's a freaking legendary, it can take a hit. But I also did not have intentions of making it have any sort of offensive presence, so I used the rest of its moveset to have the opportunity to Toxic Stall, if need be. But with the move Tailwind, in the case that my Latios died or I had an opportunistic switch, I would switch to my Azumarill for the real power-up punch behind this team. Azumarill was packing Belly Drum, which raises its attack stat by 6 stages, or a 4 multiplier. Combined with its already doubled attack stat from its ability to use huge power, this thing could wipe whole teams. The thing about Belly Drum is, it's not as simple as just making your attack stat godly. It also cuts your health in half. So I equipped Azumarill with a Citrus Berry in order to get my health back to around 75% after the Belly Drum. So to recap, ultimately the plan was to use Tailwind to make sure my Azumarill could move first and get off with Belly Drum. And from there, I now had a priority with Aqua Jet or a big hitter with Play Rough. The team was off to a great start. Next, I wanted some offensive beasts, and thankfully I found 2 that could satisfy my love for starter Pokemon, Inteleon and Blaziken. After looking into Inteleon's hidden ability of Sniper, which increases its critical hit damage, I equipped it with a Scope Lens, which raises the chance of a critical hit. Combined with this move Snipe Shot, which already has an increased chance for a critical hit, and a maxed out positive special attack nature, I knew Inteleon had sweet potential. Blaziken was here to hit my opponents with Choice Band and Stab moves with Flare Blitz in close combat as part of its moveset. I also had U-Turn in case I felt it was better to switch, and Brave Bird was too strong in good coverage, so I felt like it was a must-add. When Blaziken can get a kill and activate its ability Speed Boost, which raises its speed by 1 stage, well, let the sweep begin. The last thing I wanted to make sure my team had was hazards. And from some of my practice battles, it seemed like many players lower on the ladder do not prioritize them or do not care about them. And this proved to be very advantageous for me. So first off, I added what I considered the king of hazards in Ferrothorn. With Spikes, Stealth Rock, and Leech Seed, the residual damage could really add up on my opponent's team, and pairing it with a technique I'd seen before, combining its ability Iron Barbs with the held item Rocky Helmet, which inflicts significant damage back to my opponent after being hit with a physical attack, Ferrothorn was a reliable beast that the squad desperately needed. The squad needed one last piece, and based on type coverage and looking for a well-rounded mod, I went with the Dark Poison type Drapion. Equipped with an Air Balloon, Drapion allows me to switch in for non-super effective damage whenever, and has the versatility to set up with Swords Dance, or lay hazard with Toxic Spikes, and spam knockoffs when possible. Overall, I felt this team offered value in that every Pokemon can contribute to winning, and gave me a chance to never really be out of a battle. And so, it was time to do just that. Battle. Also, as a side note, I wasn't too sure how pros use effort values, so I went for a somewhat spread out approach instead of maxing out the EVs and 2 stats. Feel free to give your feedback in the comments section to let me know how you approach effort values. So, after practicing a ton in preparation to fight my friend, I felt my team had the potential to really do some damage. So, let's see how it goes. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time, We are in the battle now. This is the first time Sam is seeing my team. This is the first time I'm seeing Sam's team. I hope I didn't say the same thing twice. I don't think I did. And yeah, I'm gonna do my best to commentate and really say my thought process. So he's got the Mienshao, the Lantern, the Togekiss, Fairthorn. He's copying me Fairthorn. Okay, Bisharp, Galarian Slowking. Okay, so Galarian Slowking is Poison Psychic. So that hits my Azumarill. That hits my Azumarill. That hits my Azumarill for super effective. That does not. That does not. And I hit that for super effective. Okay. So I feel like he's going to lead Ferrothorn. How does Blaziken hit his team? Other than I can hit Galarian Slowking still doesn't want to take a super effective or a stab Flare Blitz rather. I think I'm gonna put the pressure on. Or he doesn't have a ground type. I might be able to set up with Drapion and really do some damage. I can't really hit the Bisharp well. But if he's going into Ferrothorn to set up, like, hazards, then I'm gonna try this. Alright, here we go. Okay, he leads Galarian Slowking. This is perfectly fine for us because he is Poison Psychic. I feel like he doesn't get a ground type move. I'm fairly confident. I think I'm free to get off a Swords Dance right now. Let's see what he stays in. Future Sight. Well, the thing is, that's Psychic type, so it can't even actually hit me. And I one-shot with Knockoff. Alright, that absolutely works. Because Future Sight is Psychic, right? So I don't actually think I can take damage from that, which is good. Unless he comes in and kills me with Drapion right now. But what I really love about Drapion is just the only weakness to ground. And with this Air Balloon, I mean, I'm perfectly fine right now. Like, even if he has something with EQ, if it switches in, I still feel really good. So, let's see what happens here. If he goes into... His best play, I would say, is to go into Bisharp. Because I have Poison Jab, which I can't hit him with. And then Knockoff, which would be resisted. There's an argument for Ferrothorn too. But I wouldn't have minded if he opened up with Ferrothorn. I'm actually fine. He goes into the Togekiss, which is kind of weird. I can hit him for a 2 times, a super effective stab Poison Jab, and I feel like that might one-shot. So I'm gonna do just that. Air Slash, do I flinch? He gets the flinch. Take the Future Sight attack, but because it's Psychic, I am immune. Spams the Air Slash, does he get the flinch again? He doesn't, and I'm able to kill. Okay. So I think if he would have switched into Bisharp or Ferrothorn, I would have been in a tough spot. I might have just started going for Toxic Spikes, but... Okay, Mienshao's definitely faster. And I don't really think I need Drapion anymore. This thing could be choiced. If it goes for a stab fighting type move, I might just go into a Azumarill and do my belly drum and see what happens. 'Cause I feel like I can comfortably take a fighting type attack. Let's try that. We're probably going down here. Oh, it could have Fake Out too. I just realized it's probably what he's going to do. I do not have a Ghost type to counter that, so we'll see. We'll see. Goes for the Knockoff. That I'm not sure what he was thinking there, but he definitely can kill me here if he's not choiced. If he is choiced, that is absolutely fantastic for us. Actually, oh wow, so he's not choiced. So a little bit of a misplay on his part, going for the Knockoff. I'm assuming that was a misclick. Now, I'm trying to think, how can we exert the most pressure here? I mean, he has to hit me with a physical attack, so he can go down to Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet, and we can get up rocks for free. I really like that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to do just that. I'm going to go for the stealth rock here. That is a lot of damage. That probably wasn't the best play. I think the play was going into Latios, which is unfortunate. But I just knew I could get up rocks and live an attack, and still die, he would still die. So a bit of a misplay. It didn't have to be Ferrothorn, and I still could have been in an advantageous spot. But I still like where we are in the battle. Yeah, let's see how this goes. So if he is able to knock me out here, he could be running Sucker Punch on Ferrothorn. I'm not convinced that would. Goes into the Lantern. Do we go for spikes? Or I don't know if this thing can kill me. I might be able to Giga Drain and then Leech Seed stall this thing. I don't think it has the firepower. I don't think he has a fire type move. I'm sure Lantern does it, so I'm gonna go for Giga Drain here. My special attack is only 146, so it's not gonna be perfect. But we might be able to get enough health back where goes for the protect. I really regret not going for spikes. That's unfortunate. In that case, I will go for Giga Drain again though. And see what he does. I doubt he would go for the double protect. I feel like that would be a misplay. Because obviously it can fail. Volt Switch. Okay. Okay, that's not ideal for us. I definitely wish I went for spikes. Because now we're not really in a position to obviously Giga Drain. He's Swords Dancing. Okay, this is not good. We have to switch now. And I think... Well, actually... Oh my gosh. Will Blaziken outspeed this thing? Maybe not. But Inteleon will, and we have priority into Zoomeril. So I'm fine letting this thing go down. Even if he maxes out his attack, I'm sure we can kill it. So I'm not too stressed out right now. This could be very, very dumb. But that's good too. Okay, so... and it's Life Orb. Okay. So, a Snipe Shot at this range should definitely kill, especially if we get the crit. Actually, I think it might be crit dependent, to be honest. I still think that's our best play. I'm gonna go for the Snipe Shot. He has Sucker Punch. Okay. I think we might have just lost. We might have just lost. So what could take a hit from this thing? So it's Swords Dance, knock off Sucker Punch. I think we just lose. Alright. Azumarill is our best bet. We're gonna click Aqua Jet. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Let me think about this. If he goes for Sucker Punch and we press Encore, then we do get a free Belly Drum off. But will it matter? Will it matter? I'm gonna try this. He goes for the Iron Head. Oh my gosh, Aqua Jet was definitely the play. Oh, that's a dagger. So I think we do lose here. I think we are going to lose. Oh my gosh, we absolutely threw. If we went for Aqua Jet, that definitely would have killed, but I just... Why would he... Oh my gosh. Well, this is why this is my first attempt at competitive battling. I definitely... The sad thing is, I definitely had the momentum. But it did not matter. It didn't matter because, yeah, he got the setup he needed. And it's such a dagger because Aqua Jet would have killed. So that is unfortunate. I don't really think we have a play here. If he for some reason thought to go for knockoff, I don't think he will. But I have to take that chance. Yep, and that's it. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. That is such a dagger. Well, guys, that was tough. I absolutely threw. I thought that if I would have used Aqua Jet, yeah, like obviously could have lived a Sucker Punch. I should Hey everyone, it's me from the future. I wanted to do a little reflection on things I could have done differently, because Bishop setting up for free was his only win condition, and I let that happen. So, let's consider some things I could have done. My first misplay was not leech seeding it, and instead I focused on spikes. Considering Bishop had Life Orb, it would have taken significant damage over the turns, and also considering it still would have taken Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage once it finally attacked me. Even if it was able to knock out Ferrothorn and Blaziken the same way, it would have died by the time I sent out Azumarill or Latios. That was ultimately a big failure on my part. My second misplay was the worst mistake ever. Not using an Aqua Jet? I was so scared about a 3-time Sucker Punch, I completely forgot that Azumarill resists it and could have likely lived one. And that even scared him into using Iron Head, so it was a very faulty turn on my part that ultimately, if I was able to knock out the Bisharp, it would have went very differently. Because I knew Bisharp was going to be a threat, but I let him have free reign because I for some reason felt that the battle was all but done in favor for myself, even if he set up. But do not worry, ladies and gentlemen. I will be back with modifications for the team, and when I rematch Sam, I will show no mercy. So stay tuned for part 2 as I continue this competitive battling journey. But I want to know, what would you change about this team? This was my first real crack at going all in on competitive team building, so for the pros out there, what would you change? Was there any major flaws with this team? Well, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you choosing this video to be your Pokemon content intake, and I hope you have a great day. Also, subscribing helps. Until next time, it's been Lunatoned.